Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for being here this morning. I'm delighted to see you all here this morning, and I keep forgetting to welcome everybody who's joining us online. Every Sunday I go home. Welcome if you're online and you are live streaming, joining in on our live stream at our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. My name's Twana Malone. I'm the senior minister here. And this morning, we have a wonderful, wonderful service in store for you all. We have our licensed professional practitioners assisting us in our service this morning. We have leading us this morning in our meditation, Marilyn Watkins. We have leading us this morning in our affirmative prayer, our treatment, Helen Moore. Leading us this morning in our selected sacred readings, Cynthia Banks. Holding consciousness for us, that is being in prayer, or in quiet and repose, knowing the truth about our time together. Our licensed professional practitioners that are far away, Patricia Watson and Mara Davis. Greeting all who walk into the doors this morning is Pamela, and we have Al and Vern on the ones and twos. And this morning we have ringing our chakra bowl. That is just to give us an opportunity to bring our attention and our awareness into the room while we let everything else go so that we may be present, is Zuma Gonzalez. I think with that, we are all set. I'm sorry, our music this morning is being sung forth through Rochelle Gaiman and friends. Yes, and friends. Now, I think we're all set and ready to go. So with that, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Marilyn.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, this is a guided 10-minute meditation. I'd like you to sit comfortably, close your eyes, be present. Slowly begin to allow your body to relax, your muscles to feel loose. Release any tension that you may have. Begin focusing on and observing your breathing. Inhale as deeply as you feel comfortable. Exhale completely. Continue to slowly breathe in and out. As you continue to slowly breathe in and out, you feel a calming of your mind. As thoughts come and go, you may acknowledge them and return your attention to your breathing. The more focused on your breathing, the calmer you feel. In this state of calmness, imagine yourself as a gardener standing in the middle of a green, fertile field. The soil is rich. The sun is brilliant. The rain is plentiful. Everything needed to grow and nurture a planting of your choice is here. You must choose what your planting will be. The planting can be taken from any aspect of your life. Take a moment and ask yourself, what do I want to plant, grow, and harvest in my life right now? Know that without question, the law, the universe will support your choosing. Take a few minutes and allow your answer to arise from within. What do I want to plant, grow, and harvest in my life right now? Sometimes receiving the answer requires more sitting in the silence. If you have your answer, let a feeling of gratitude arise from within as you ask for divine guidance moving forward. If you have not received your answer, let a feeling of gratitude arise from within in the faith and knowing that you will receive your answer. Continue to slowly inhale and exhale. On the count of 3, return your attention to the room. 1, 2, 3. And so it is.
Join me in treatment, knowing and recognizing the presence that is here in this room. It is a presence of love. It is the presence of peace. It is powerful, for it is the creative power of this universe, creating out of itself all that we see, feel, smell, hear, and experience. It is our creator. It is life. It is the one life. It is all there is. It is the soil in which we've planted our seeds for meditation. It is the rain, the spiritual rain that feeds those seeds. It is the power that grows those seeds into the experience that we are desiring. It is our source and our creator. So I'm knowing that each of us is created out of that power, out of that presence. We are created out of its love by love, for we are created from it. It flows through us, and it is the truth, the very essence of our being, and the essence and truth of everything. It is wisdom, it is intelligence. So I'm knowing that this service today moves forward in an orderly manner, harmonious within itself. I know that the wisdom and intelligence of the divine flows unceasingly through Reverend Tawana. Her words are inspired by it. And I know that each of us hears those words with the ears of the divine. They sink into our soul and transform us. I'm most grateful for this time we have together. I'm most grateful for the musicians that sing forth the wisdom and truth of God. I'm most grateful for the readings that inspire us, for all those who have written of their experience, that we may learn from their experience. I'm grateful for everyone who is here today in this body of God, in this body as the center of peace. And thank you, Spirit, for technology and those who understand it and bring it forth for us, who are here to aid in getting this message out to the world. We are the center of peace. We are the center of love, sending our peace, our love out through the internet to the world. It is a great day. I'm so grateful to be here and grateful to know these truths. I place my words of blessing, into the creative law, knowing they are heard. I plant them in the soil of God, knowing they are nurtured and they grow forth and produce a harvest. And so it is.
Wow. Thank you, Helen. Yeah. And thank you, Marilyn, for leading us in our meditation this morning. So I'd like to ask you all to turn your attention to our vision and our mission right now in our service. And you can find our vision and our mission to the right of me and behind of me. There are some cards in the back of your chair that has QR codes. You can also download our vision and our mission there if you have your phone so that you may read along with us. I'm just inviting you and asking you to join us in seeing our vision and our mission realized in our time. Please join me. Our vision: a loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission: the center of peace is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. And now I'd like to take an opportunity to invite you all to please stand and join us in the singing of our congregational song, I'm One, written by our retired licensed practitioner, Bayless Webb. You can find the lyrics to the song, again, if you use the card in the back of your chair to download on the QR code. There are also some lyrics that have been printed that you may just raise your hand and we'll get the lyrics to you. All right.
Holy Spirit, and it dwells inside of me. His perfect spirit, pure loving spirit, rests in everything I see. God walks beside me, protects and guides me. It's ever with me. Where'er I go, I trust its power, God's healing power. Its love surrounds me, and this I know. I live in spirit, I breathe in spirit. It lives within me, and so I am a spirit. I think a spirit, its life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know.
Yeah, and right here while we're still standing, let us not miss this opportunity to allow our eyes to gaze around the room and to follow where they may as we take a moment just to honor each other's humanity, welcoming all here and letting them know that they matter and that they are loved. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, you may be seated. Wow. Well, here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome here at the Center of Peace. And if this is your first time here with us celebrating life and celebrating love, we'd love to be able to acknowledge you and to welcome you here this morning. If this is your first time here, if you feel comfortable, would you please stand so that we can acknowledge you? All right, here's one. I see a couple more people. You don't have to stand, but if you would, Center of Peace, would you just remain standing? Center of Peace, if you would you please join me in extending love from our hearts through our hands as we say, welcome to the Center of Peace. Welcome to the Center of Peace. We know who you really and truly are. We know who you really and truly are. A unique and divine expression of love. A unique and divine expression of love. Pure perfection. Pure perfection. We honor you. We honor you. And we welcome you. Welcome to the Center of Peace. Yeah, you may be seated. Yeah. Please, after service, it's Allende. Please, after service, make sure you find our visitors and let them know that they're welcome here anytime. All right, I think we're ready for the announcements.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, come on back. Okay.
All right.
Good morning. My name is Allende. My name's Allende Lambert, and I'm the vice president of the board, and I do the marketing here at TCP. And I'm here to bring thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm feeling love. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that, definitely. And I'm here to do these announcements, and we're going to start with Reverend Juana.
All right.
Okay.
I want to remind everybody, this morning we're having our grief counseling support circle. It's happening after service today at 1 p.m. After service immediately in the back, we'll be creating a circle, moving the chairs and things around. So I know a lot of you have already RSVP'd, and if you didn't, that's okay too. You're free to join us. The other thing I'm here to remind you of is that we'll be taking a vote on our budget next Sunday. You do have to be a member to vote. And you can, if you're not going to be here, you can vote early. You can just email us at info@thecenterofpeace.org with your vote, yay or nay or abstain. Or you can also have somebody stand in and vote for you next Sunday if you're not going to be here. So if you haven't had an opportunity to take a look at the budget, please do. If you have any questions, try to get your questions to us so that we can answer your questions. All right, I think for me, I'm done.
Okay. Thank you, Rev. Okay, next. Hey, come here, Marie. Really? What is it?
Yeah, I didn't change the name.
Marie, annual meeting. Okay. I wanted Marie to come up, but okay. Okay, so our annual meeting is March the 10th, and the board's in the process of, we're planning right now. We've been planning, so please put it on your calendar. That's for March the 10th, our annual meeting. Okay. The next one, Eddie Watkins Jr. is coming to the Center of Peace. Okay. Yeah. On March the 17th at 1 p.m. And we're looking to give him love offerings on that day. So be prepared for a joyous afternoon. And then there's me with the Beyond the Four Walls. So, okay. Today's the last day to pick up your tickets from me. I'll be on the side somewhere waiting for you to come by to pick them up. And we do have one ticket that's available for sale. It's on the front row in the parquet circle. So if you're interested, if there's one ticket available. I didn't say what? Oh, I thought y'all read my mind. Okay. Alvin Ailey. So Alvin Ailey tickets. I know, right? Alvin Ailey tickets. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I guess that one ticket. So yeah, Alvin Ailey. We're going to see Alvin Ailey on the 24th at 2:00 at the Academy of Music. So the tickets, I'm referring to the tickets that people purchased. They'll be available today, last day. And if you don't pick them up today, they'll be waiting for you at the will call, and the purchaser's name. Okay, and. Let me see. Oh, the Super Bowl party is today. Okay. All right. All right. Now, I don't know who's playing, but I know who's going to perform at the halftime. So I'm here for that. So the doors are open at 6 o'clock. Okay. Sorry, I don't know. And yeah, Usher, baby. So we also have some tickets to Philadelphia Director's Choice on Friday, April the 12th at 7:30, the Perlman Theater at the Kimmel Center. Tickets are available right now, and they're $46. So we accept cash, exact change, please, personal checks, and you can purchase them online through Breeze, no fees. Okay. And for additional information about our events, you can take a look at our next issue of Get Involved, Get Involved, Stay Inspired. That's our newsletter, and you can scan the QR codes that's on the flyers in our corridor. You can also, for those watching online, scan the QR code that's associated with the images that we play before and after service. And of course, you can visit our website at www.thecenterofpeace.org/events. And house rules. Beverages, please keep your lid on, and please be mindful not to leave anything behind, okay? And you can get on our mailing list by scanning the QR code that's behind our seats or in the corridor. And let me see what else. Oh, lastly, practitioners are available after service and throughout the week for prayer and meditation. And again, www.thecenterofpeace.org. And I am complete.
Okay, so this morning we have two people who will be coming up to share. We call this time in our service a belief in action. We ask our congregants, those who are willing, when they have had a demonstration in their life based on the use of the principles, or demonstration based on them practicing the different practices that we talk about, it's important that we share with each other. It grows our faith, bonds us, connects us. And so anybody can do a belief in action. You do have to be able to state which principle it's tied to. You will have to call Callista or email Callista and let her know. Callista, raise your hand. If you'd like to do a belief in action, she'll tell you everything you need to know in order to do a belief in action. All right, so this morning we have two. I want to call Nick up, and she is going to be sharing with you all.
Well, I'm pretty excited about sharing. I will say that. Thank you all for indulging me today. But as Rev said, my name is Nick Nicole Blackson, because I know it's another Nick in the back. I'm just saying I'm the first one, that's all. So I don't know if you all remember this book. We received this, I believe it was like a new mid-year, ritual we did. I sat in the back over there because we were running late, and we got the book. So I'm going to share an excerpt that I wrote in it during that service. So I wrote, when I was 23, I had the beautiful idea of purchasing a home. I did it. I was still in that home at the age of 39 when I wrote this. And when I first bought the home, I had envisioned that I would be buying property after property. And, this multifamily unit, it's just a property. It's not going to be my forever home. But 16 years is a long time. So it was a lot of life in that place. But I made the decision on that day when we had that ritual that I chose to release that property. I wrote the address out, city, state, zip code. I made it very plain. Rev knows that we've talked about this in 101 spiritual counseling. I just had to make a decision. I was always about 90%, I'm ready to release it. And what was our theme last year? Let it go. So I made a decision. Lou knows, we talked about it as well. I made a decision. I wrote it out so plainly than I've ever written it before. I've said it, I uttered it, I thought about it, but I wrote it out. So one night, I wake up, one morning, it's about 4 a.m, and I wake up, probably had to go to the bathroom, but I'm up. So I get on YouTube, which is like, YouTube is like a university. So I don't know. Maybe I was listening to the message, Breath. But long story short, a commercial comes up, and it's like, do you want to sell your house? I said, yeah, I do. So I just click on it, put my email in there. Oh, the next day, I get caller after caller, message after message. I remember hiking not too far from here. Someone called, the call dropped. One person got through. He came and saw the property. Didn't hear anything from him after that. Just let it go. Maybe a month or so later, I don't even know if it was that short of a time. It could have been longer. Someone from his office reaches out. Hey, are you still looking to sell your house? Actually, I am. Well, I'll talk to, my boss and see. I said, well, actually, because I already had the number saved, Brett has already been here. He's seen the property already. Oh, well, let me follow with him and see what happened. He comes out probably a few days later. You ready? Yeah, I'm ready to sell it. What do we got to do? I need to clean it all out. He's like, well, you keep the furniture. That's good for staging. This is going to be good. Okay? So I said, all right, I'll keep that. A few days later, somebody comes to take a picture. December 16th was the date. By December 19th, I had 2 offers. One was $5K above the asking price. The asking price we listed was going to leave me a nice bit of money. I knew how much I owed. I'm fine with it. And it was as is. Great. So I said, follow up a couple of days. Hey, so, how long do I have to, accept this offer? So he's like, give it a little bit, because I got another one that's coming in a couple of days. So at this time in December, I'm taking the teenager to some high school auditions. So we're actually driving to Kappa that day. And I see this license tag with the numbers 145. That was my uncle's address when he was living, which was also a childhood home of mine until the age of 4. And I kept seeing it for a couple of weeks. So I took a picture that day. We were right around there at City Hall. I took the picture. The next day, my realtor texts me, hey, we got another offer, $15K above asking price. Guess what number it is? So the 3 principles that I wanted to talk about was 1, self-determination. I made a clear decision, put that thing out there, didn't do a lot of work for it either. Self-determination. And the other part was the principle of personal freedom. I believe that the ultimate goal of life is to be complete emancipation from all discord of every nature. Me being so ambivalent about the house, I didn't want to live in there anymore. I didn't care to get tenants anymore. I just wanted to release it. And it was an area where it was too much back and forth. It was discord. So making sure that goal is sure to be attained by all. And then the belief in action, the principle of personal immortality. I believe in the eternality of the immortality and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanded. That's my uncle. When he first passed, I played the lottery. And it's so funny, during that time, I said, I keep seeing a number. I got to play the lottery. But at this time, I'm deciding, I'm doing auditions, I'm working, I'm planning my birthday party because I turned 40. I'm busy. So I never made it to play the lottery. But the number was never for the lottery. It was for the sale of the house. So for me, that's like he's still with me. The one thing he taught me while he was here, which he taught me later on in life as an adult, pay yourself first. And that was a very heavy principle to just pay myself or not the bills, not myself. So those 3 principles, they were just loud and clear for me. Just loud and clear. So I wanted to share this story with you all just because, law works, right? And it was with such ease that it happened. I didn't go to the closing. My mom was like, when you going to closing? Oh, they doing it today. I'm working. How you do that? They send me the deed packet. I signed it, sent it. They're going to take care of it. Some hours later, I get the wire transfer. When you going to come and get the little bit of things that you have left? Actually, I don't want it. They want me to come get it. I'll come. No, it's okay. They'll take care of it. Thank you. So the process was with such ease that it was like, this is the time that it was meant to happen. So thank you all for letting me share.
Anytime to come to the mic. Hey, Jamil, it's your turn. Can you come on up and speak, please?
One minute on the mic. Jamil Samadi Kwan Gordon, a longtime and very grateful member of the Center of Peace. My belief in action refers to the Afrocentric principle of umoja, unity, which connects with the science of mind principle. God, forgive the terminology, but God works through us. We are the hands and feet of God, and there's not much that can occur because our process of life is our experience. It's not so much what we do. It's the growth that happens through us as we make mistakes and as we forgive and as we make better choices. So I had this on my heart to share last week because, as some people know, I've been going for a little bit. Not going, but just not present in these pews. And as a public school teacher, and seeing how many young men and some young women that feel comfortable communicating with one another through fighting, through hitting each other with their words, I was called back to the children's church, to the men of peace, and to be a young man, 43 now, about to be 44, not quite a young man anymore. It's time to take on some responsibilities about community. So specifically, I want to encourage all of us, if you get that call, not to spend so much time thinking about why you left or why it was wrong or why it wasn't perfect. I see that a lot in my school, where teachers, including myself, critique. And it's wrong, so we should do it like this. But there's something about showing up. There's something about not having long conversations about what happened 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 50 years ago. And I'm going to end on the vibration of Black History Month. And back to that idea of unity. There's so much that has been done in spiritual spaces, in Catholic churches, in Baptist churches, and it didn't really matter about the moniker out front. It was about the intention of the people inside of those spaces, of all walks of life, that said something's got to change. Not going to change right now, but it's going to change. And I'm grateful for the choir. I'm grateful for the denominations that exist in all of its glory in this room. Bless you all, and thank you for having me in this space. Amen.
I love those belief in actions. One day I'll do it. Hello, Center of Peace family. How's everyone doing? So this first song is called I Give Myself Away by William McDonald. Before I come to service, I normally read the treatment and prayer and everything that's sent via email. And I just happen to note that this phrase directly relates to this song. I open myself to the one mind that guides me and makes all things possible. So when we sing, I give myself away for you to use me, for God to use me, we're talking about this, making all things possible and letting God reveal itself through me, through us. So here we go.
I
give myself away so you can use me. Here I am, here I stand. God, my life is in your hands. Yes, I'm longing to see your desires revealed in me. I give myself away. Oh, I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give my heart, I give my life as a living sacrifice. All my dreams and all my plans, God, I place them in your hands. I give myself away. I give myself away so God can use me. I give myself away. Oh, I give myself away so God can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so God can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so God can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so God can use me. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you. I give myself away. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself away. So God can use me. I give myself away. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself away. So God can use me. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you.
If we could stand while we repeat the affirmation, I will read it and you can repeat after me. I am one with God. I am one with God. The universal creative consciousness. The universal creative consciousness. There is no separation from me. Go ahead. From me and it. From me and it. Any notion or thought to the contrary is simply not true. I am that from which I came. And so it is. Submitted by a licensed professional practitioner, Betty Boyd. And our reading is from God, Your Impersonal Self. I am that which I am. Your Spiritual Power, a collection of inspirational readings by Ernest Holmes, pages 66 to 67. I am that which I am. I am the eternal presence of your own self. Thus, there is no mediator between you and myself, but your own thought. This I am has been revealed to you in innumerable ways through the inspired writings of the ages. Each inspiration has been a proclamation that I am is in the midst of you. I am the writer, the inspirer, and the thing written about. I am the creator of history, the one who experiences it. I am its record and its interpretation. Everything that has ever transpired has but symbolized my divine presence at the center of all. I am within you is the only presence there is. I create innumerable centers of my consciousness, personified as people. Yet, I am is the thread of unity running through all, binding all back to myself. Because I am a perfect oneness, all of me exists everywhere. Therefore, whenever you recognize me, there I am. And whether or not you recognize me, I am still there. Hence, it is written, behold, I stand at the door and knock. This divine visitor, which is your true self, and which is that which I am, is both the one who stands at the door and knocks, and the one who opens the door. It is the glory of this recognition which has given to the enlightened true mastership. Do not look then for masters outside me, nor mediators between yourself and myself. There is but one self who needs no mediator. This self is immediate, present, and available. Any thought or belief which would seek to separate that which I am from that which you are would be an illusion, no matter how lofty its concept, nor sacred its purpose. For it would seek to deny the ever-present I am, the completeness of my perfection, the God within you, the inspired thought back of your act. And so it is. And this too was submitted by licensed professional practitioner Betty Boyd.
So this song is called Love, Patience, and Time by Eric Benet. It's a story about overcoming challenges, obstacles, not believing the lies that people tell us, and also just to remember the prayer or the meditation was about your spiritual garden. You know, it takes time to grow. It takes patience, and it also takes love. So love yourself, have patience with yourself, and give yourself some time to do what it is you want to do. Any comments?
You said it all.
One second.
Absolutely love this song. I believe in the power inside of my heart. God is the source from whom we're never apart. No challenge too great and no cause is too small. This infinite love is inside of us all.
My buddy Greg lost his leg serving time in the desert. Sit and drink and thinking about things he couldn't do no more. It took a while for Greg to smile, but I heard he's getting better. He just won a marathon, second year in a row. Oh, there's a storm that you're gonna have to ride in your life. Hope is the beacon that says
When you're lost in your life, just hold on and you go with the tide.
with love, patience, and time, and it won't be long, it's gonna be alright. Love, patience, and time, that power is strong in your heart and mind. Oh, na, 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 na.
Oh, na, 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 na. I knew a girl, a pretty girl, but her daddy never loved her. She wondered why every guy left her out in the cold. What daddy did, she must forgive before her heart grows colder. And then the love she's dreaming of, maybe then she will know. Yeah, we've got stories and people to blame for our lives. But don't you get lost in that circle. Don't you know it's a lie, and the only way is to leave the past behind. With
Love, patience, and time, and it won't be long, and it's gonna be alright. Love, patience, and time, that power is strong in your heart and mind. Love, patience, and time, and it won't be long, and it's gonna be alright. Love, patience, and time, that power is strong in your heart and mind.
There's so much more inside you and me that the world still needs to believe. Nothing's too great for this God in me.
Keep in mind, love and life, everything is gonna be alright.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Woo! Uh-oh. Grab a gun, everyone, said the leader of the many.
I didn't believe it when you said that.
He thought to kill. Sorry, y'all. Some people think that love and fear will bring the world together. I believe that all we need is love, patience, and time. With love, patience, and time. And it won't be long, and it's gonna be alright. Love, patience, and time. That power is strong in your heart and mind. Love, patience, and time. And it won't be long, and it's gonna be alright. Love, patience, and time. That power is strong in your heart and mind. Love, patience, and time. And it won't be long, and it's gonna be alright. Love, patience, and time. That power is strong in your heart and mind. This infinite love is inside of us all.
All right. Yeah. Can we give Rochelle and friends another round of applause? Yeah. Wow, that was wonderful. I mean, everything really has already been said. It's already been sung. I mean, really and truly. Wow. I'd like to start the message off with the reading of What We Believe by Ernest Holmes. We also call these spiritual principles. As I said last week, there are many spiritual principles. You can get a copy of what I'm reading from if you use the card in the back of your chair to download it from the QR code. If you're on our mailing list, you also can get a copy of What We Believe. All right, this morning we're working with spiritual principle number 1, and it states, we believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. We believe that this one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. Spiritual principle number 6. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Spiritual principle number 5, we believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. And finally, spiritual principle 11, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. We believe that life is good. I remember early on in my journey in New Thought that I would hear Reverend Michael Beckwith from Agape. He would sometimes start his messages or a part of the service, and he would say that life is rock bottom, fundamentally good. And it always struck me like, what? And for me, it was new territory. And for many of us, it's new territory, a higher idea and a higher ideal to live into and up to. But life is good. I don't believe it, I know it. Life is good. So, our theme for the year, oneness a day at a time. And our theme for the month, a bond that can never be broken. The great Dr. Howard Thurman would call this the creative encounter, where you and I enter into communion and have an intimate relationship with the infinite. We enter into it and it enters into us. It sounds beautiful. It sounds warm. It sounds wonderful. And the great Dr. Howard Thurman would say it's soul shaking. It's all of that. And it's soul shaking. Why? Because you're confronted with being present to who you rely on and what you rely on. And some of us in this teaching, first we kind of let go of who and we live in what. We come to become very clear and focused on what we rely on, but soon the two merge back into one. And that's why it is soul shaking. It causes a conflict within us, as it should, so that we can change. So there is something in us. It is more than a desire. It is a necessity within us to know that we are loved. It's more than a desire. There is something in us that is a necessity for us to know that we're loved, that we're cared for, and that we matter, and that our being here matters. And so early on, most of us, we develop a bond with our parents or those who cared for us. And this is a strong bond. And then life happens, and soon we realize that, we like to carry our bond with us so that if we, in our time of need, we could tap mom, we could tap dad, you know what I mean? Soon we realize it's a big world and we find ourselves on our own. And sometimes mom and sometimes dad might not be there for us in our time of need. And so the search starts. Each of us start to search for God. The Bible calls it a search for a very present help in our time of need. A God, that God is our refuge and our strength. Our search starts. And so my grandmother would say, well, it's not just a search, baby, you've got to call on God. Right? So it's not just a search, we've got to call on God or get clear about what it is that we rely on. Ernest Holmes says we all want to know that there is something that we can call on in our time of need. And for us, those of us who prescribe to this teaching, this New Thought teaching, these ancient teachings, it is for us then less of a question of who can we rely on or who do I rely on, and more of a question of what do I rely on? What do I rely on? So, as with many faith traditions then, our avenue to coming to rely on something is found in prayer. It is with our words, as we said last week. Our words bond us to the infinite. You said word is bond. Our words bind us to that which is infinite and eternal. And love brings it all together and makes it stick. But it is through prayer. And prayer is a tool that we use, our ideas and our thoughts. Our praying without ceasing, it bonds us to the infinite. It bonds us to the eternal, which is without opposite. In the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes says this about prayer in a reading titled, "Prayer is Essential to Happiness." He says, prayer is essential, not to the salvation of the soul, for the soul is never lost, but to the conscious well-being of the soul that does not understand itself. There is a vitality in our communion with the infinite, which is productive of the highest good. As fire warms the body, as food strengthens us, as sunshine raises our spirits, so there is a subtle transfusion of some invisible force in such communion, weaving itself into the very wrap and woof of our own mentalities. This conscious commingling of our thought with spirit is essential to the well-being of every part of us. Prayer has stimulated countless millions of people to higher thoughts and nobler deeds. That which tends to connect our mind with the universal mind lets in a flood of its consciousness. If we think of God as a heavenly dictator, something apart from that which lives and moves and has its being where we are, then we are certain to believe ourselves disconnected from this infinite presence. And the inevitable consequence of such thinking would be a terrible fear that we should never be able to make contact with him. But if we know God as an indwelling presence, our prayer is naturally addressed to this presence in us. We long for and need a conscious union with the infinite. This is as necessary to the nature and intellect of man as food is to the well-being of his physical body. Finally, he says, so we learn to go deeply within ourselves and speak as though there was a presence there that knows. And we should take the time to unearth this hidden cause, to penetrate this inner chamber of consciousness. It is most worthwhile to commune with spirit, to sense it and feel it. The approach to spirit is direct through our own consciousness. The spirit flows through us. Whatever intelligence we have is the spirit in us. He says prayer is its own answer. Prayer is its own answer. It is necessary, just as necessary to each of us as food is. And he said we should learn to go deeply within ourselves, right? Here we would say something like this: you got to treat and move your feet. Treat and move your feet. The problem is that some of us treat, but we don't move our feet. And some of us, the only thing is, some of us ain't praying, but them feet moving. You know what I'm saying? That mouth moving. You know what I'm saying? The call is to treat and move your feet. If we find ourselves then relying, if we don't, what we do is we find ourselves relying on, and living a life relying on who? Waiting on someone or something outside of ourselves to change our life. If you are living in that lane, trying to figure out who you're relying on, you're going to be waiting, right? Just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. It's where it's taking you. It's where it's taking you. But, you know, when we pray, we become aware of the power of our own word. There is our own conscious use of the word. What did Ernest Holmes say? He said, prayer is answered before it is uttered, before you can even speak it. Why is this important to us, those of us who prescribe to this teaching? Because in unifying with God, and turning to God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, we draw the strength that we need. We draw the strength that we need to change our day. We draw the strength that we need to change our mood. We draw the strength that we need to change the moment. We draw the strength that we need to change how we live. And we draw the strength to change how we love. It's necessary. I mean, after all, isn't that why we're here? To change how we live? To change how we love? It's why we're here. So the thing is that our words create our world. Our words create our world. And soon our world starts to affirm our words. Remember, life is rock bottom, fundamentally good. Soon, in my experience, as I am praying and praying and praying, soon the outer starts to reflect the inner. Our words create our world, and our world starts to affirm our words. And so as we unify with all of life, we start to see righteously. We see abundance. We see harmony. We see order. We see perfection. We see beauty. We see love everywhere. But you got to pray. You got to become aware of the word that is living inside of you. Remember last week we said, don't take your words for granted. Don't take your words for granted. In the Bible, the Bible reminds us to be anxious about nothing, but to be prayerful about everything. Well, it says, rejoice always and pray without ceasing. Pray without ceasing and rejoice always. The requirement, however, is not just that in our prayer there will be a demonstration. That's kind of relying on who? You're waiting still, right? No. The thing is that we pray and we become the demonstration. Treat and move your feet. Right? So we're not waiting on something to happen so that we can change our lives. And we're not waiting on someone so that we can change our lives. We aren't waiting on the demonstration. We demonstrate it. Listen, if you want to demonstrate love, love. If you want to demonstrate abundance, give. If you want to demonstrate peace, let go. If you want to demonstrate joy, find that spark that lives within you that is eternal in its expression. For me, basketball. You do you. Find that spark. Maybe you want to sing. Maybe you want to dance. I don't know. But if you want to demonstrate joy, find that spark in you and get busy. Don't wait. We demonstrate it. We're not waiting on it. So, Dr. Anita Phillips wrote a book. And in it, she says that there is a garden within us. And this garden is full of ideas. She said, here in this garden, here is where the war with our emotions end and our most powerful life begins. Don't take your words for granted. Don't think that your ideas don't matter. There's infinite ideas. And if you want to begin to live your most powerful life, get in alignment with these infinite ideas and these infinite ideals, you know, in order for us to begin to experience heaven on earth. Not in some far off time, but now. Last week, Ernest Holmes reminded us that it is the eternal activity of right ideas that change our lives. The eternal activity of right ideas. We pray, and in our prayer, we become open to a new idea. We pray, and we become open to a new idea. Listen, every time you think about love, it's a new idea. Every time you start to consider peace, it's a new experience. Every time you start to consider what wholeness is, something takes place inside of you where you begin to change from the inside out. Deborah Ford can attest to this. It not only happens in the physical, but it happens neurologically. Something is happening when you are praying and rejoicing and rejoicing and praying. Matter of fact, tell your neighbor, pray. 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 Something is happening. Something is happening. The great Howard Thurman, in his book, The Creative Counter, he calls these ideas, he calls it the Jesus idea. He goes on to explain in his book that something happens with the ideas, the infinite ideas when we take them in. He says that there's a conception, there's growth, there's birth, and there's development. First of all, you conceive of the idea. You got to be open and you got to become conscious to it. Conception. It's possible. And soon you start to entertain the idea more and more and more. And within you, the idea is met with possibly denial. And you affirm, and it's met with denial. And soon, through this practice, you'll be living more on the affirmative side of life. Right? And so then there is birth. And what is happening during this point in time, the idea is growing. It has grown and grown so much inside of you that now you can show it to the world. You just pray. You show up as prayer. That's birth. But in that stage, what you should know is that now that you have warred back and forth with your own denials and your own ideas, now be ready to war back and forth with other people's ideas, right? Because you'll say life is good and they'll say, no, it ain't. You'll say love is all that there is and they'll say, for who? You know what I'm saying? You'll say that life is good and we live in an abundant universe, and they'll say, I can't see it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be prepared. It's going to happen. It's going to change some things. It's going to shift some things. And then finally, there is the development of the idea. You're just abiding in the word day and night, day and night. You know, it's met with a denial, and you just, you're like, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? There's a process to this all, he says. In his book, he says this about this process. He says on page 139 in The Creative Encounter, Dr. Howard Thurman says that the story of the conception, growth, birth, and development of an idea is one with the miracle of life itself. I mean, it's necessary. It's the life in us, the miracle of life. Your word is powerful. It can change your conditions, and it will. Dr. Martin Luther King says this about words. He said, words are like grandma's homemade biscuits. Listen, this is the thing about moms, grannies, nan, whatever you call her, you know what I mean? About the homemade biscuits. Granny don't serve no cold biscuits. They warm. When the biscuit gets to you, the biscuit already got butter on it. The butter is already melted. When the biscuit gets to you, it's already got homemade preserves on it. I mean, I'm from Tennessee. This is what I know. When the biscuit gets to you, it's full of love. It's all you need. Your word, your ideas. Don't take your words for granted. It's the life in you. It's what bonds us and binds us to what's infinite and eternal and without opposites. It is that which within us that births our worlds, where we too can start to affirm and know that rock bottom and fundamentally life is good. You know, T.D. Jakes, he wrote this book recently called Disruptive Thinking. And I just changed it to disruptive thoughts and disruptive ideas. I really like that description because when you are searching yourself for words, it's got to be a word that is so disruptive within you that you cannot do what you used to do. That's what makes it disruptive. You can't just go for no old word or any old word. It just won't do. It won't do. And so in his book, he says that sometimes you've got to ask yourself disruptive questions because the disruptive questions leads to disruptive thoughts, new ideas, new words to consider. And he calls those of us who think disruptively disruptors. He said that Jesus was a disruptor. He disrupted religious people and then became the religion. Disruptive people we are. In the book, he also took down some people's experiences in their life around what it means to be disruptive. And this particular reading comes from Keon Henderson. I believe he is a pastor. I'm not sure where, but here's what he said about disruption. He said, at its core, disruptive thinking is any process or thought that challenges your traditional ways of reasoning. I think that it is important to stress that disruptive thinking doesn't necessarily mean dangerous thinking or destructive thinking. Destructive thinking in this context just means different. It means taking the risk of being misunderstood in the eyes of the people who formed your thinking. I'm sorry, I lost my place, y'all. Shoot. Hold on one second, I'm gonna finish giving, okay. Being misunderstood in the eyes of the people who don't understand you, while knowing that you'll soon be affirmed by those who experience you. He says this about it. He says, what disruptive thinking is, it's combining what was and adding to it what is. It's the process of improving on what was once known as the best and attempting to make it better. If you are interested in getting everything out of you that is within you, this is exactly the type of thinking you will have to exercise. The thing about being disruptive is that disruption can cause discomfort. But the thing is that it don't last always. They might not understand that you're thinking in a different way and you have new ideas and new words that you are becoming intimate with. They might say that you're in a cult. It's okay. Soon they'll get over it. Soon they'll be asking you, what are you doing? Soon they'll be asking you, why are you so happy? And you could say, listen, rock bottom and fundamentally, life is good. That's all. Disruptive thinking is a concept, Bishop T.D. Jakes says, that spans past just a thought. Don't take your words for granted. It interrupts your whole thought process. He says, disruptive thinking elevates you. So that you can really begin to see that rock bottom and fundamentally life is good. That's all I got. Practitioners, join me as we take a moment to turn within, as we take a moment to consider this garden that is within us, the seeds of right and holy and righteous ideas inside of us. Let us come together in this moment, joining and knowing truly we are one with all of life. There is nothing outside of us that we are relying on, and everything within us that is available to us is what we rely on. Let us affirm and know that in this great garden of ours, that in this great garden of mine, and in this great garden that is within you, that the ideas are infinite. There can be no place where you are where these ideas are not. There can be no place where you are where peace is not present. There can be no place where you are where love is not the possibility. There can be no place where you are where wholeness is not seeking expression in you. There can be no place where you are where truth does not reign supreme. It's impossible. So I speak my word for you, and I speak my word for myself, affirming that heretofore that I'm praying and rejoicing and praying that I allow these ideas to take hold of me, that it disrupts my very pattern of thinking, that these ideas in me and in you are so disruptive that we can't even begin to think and consider lack and separation and anger and fear. We can't even begin to accept it too long. It just simply has to go, because our garden is so full of possibility and potentiality. You see, in our moments, then in our time of needs, I affirm for you as I affirm for myself that life is rock bottom, fundamentally good. Everything is conspiring for my good. Nothing is against me in the whole world. The whole world is for me. All of my needs are met. All of your needs are met. From the littlest of the littlest to the grandest need is met. So today I give thanks and I rejoice in this truth. I give thanks and I rejoice in these ideas. Closer, closer, closer than our very breath. I give thanks in seeing you as the very demonstration, as I affirm myself to be the very demonstration. Wherever I find myself, grateful. Let us just take it all in then, the songs and the glancing of the eyes and the love and the living in the spirit and the essence of what's possible. Let us take it all within us, affirming that there is no impossible within us. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. We just simply let these words go. We release them into the law of mind, nor surely our words cannot return to us void. It is done, it is done, it is done, it is done. I accept it. Let us claim it and know it together by saying, and so it is. There's a new territory
that I never saw before, like a fire of transformation breaking through my core, shining in the darkness. I can see the light of day, and this new territory is my strength, it is my way. Yes, this new territory is my strength, so let us pray. Well, I pray that you see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Wake up, wake up and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Wake up, wake up and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Let go and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Let go and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Say yes, see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Say yes and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Forgive, see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. See the best of Wake up, wake up and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Stand up, stand up and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. There's a new territory that we never saw before, like a fire of transformation breaking through the core. It is shining in the darkness. Can you see the light of day? And this new territory is our strength, it is our way. Said this new territory
All right. So as the practitioners are taking their seats, I want to call our ushers forward as we prepare ourselves to move into a time of sharing and giving to the Center of Peace. It's our time for our tithes and our offerings. I ask you to take your gifts out, your tithes and your offering, and hold them close to your heart as we prepare ourselves to turn inward. I also want to just acknowledge those who've already given online and who are giving through our online giving. Turn within with me. Let's take this moment just to be present to what is. The eternal gift that is ever giving of itself in its myriad of ways, and now it is giving through our gifts, our tithes, our love offerings. I know then that all that we receive today, that it moves the Center of Peace out into this world, ever expressive, demonstrating love and demonstrating peace, demonstrating beauty, demonstrating wholeness, demonstrating the truth, so that all others may see what's possible for them, so that all others may come to know that there is something that they can rely on, ever present, the garden of ideas, awaiting our recognition. I know then that just as the Center of Peace is blessed by all that we receive, I know too that the giver is blessed 1,000,000 times fold. And truly, it can be no other way. So for every cent that we receive, I give thanks. Truly, I do give thanks. And so it is.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks for all that is. Give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise for all that is. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. Selah, 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 Selah for all that is. Ashe, 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 Ashe for all that is. Give thanks.
And so it is. So it is. Thank you. All right. All right. We are made it to our final closing song. Let's please stand, if you will, and join us as the choir comes forward as we prepare ourselves to sing our closing song, our release. Again, you can find the lyrics to the song using the card in the back of your chair to download the words, using the QR code, and there are some of the words that's printed if you need the lyrics. I want to remind you that if you are in need of prayer, that our licensed professional practitioners stand ready to join you in knowing the truth with you, for you, and about you. Our licensed practitioners have on the purple stoles, so please do join them, and they'll be more than happy to pray for you. All right.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was enough.
If you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you have got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Come on, y'all. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am released and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Yes, and so as we journey on throughout our week, remember, disruptive thinkers, that your words create your world. And your world will reflect your words. Your words elevate you. Soon you will be able to say, rock bottom. No, you'll be able to say, rock bottom and fundamentally, life is good. And so it is.
Alima, don't leave. Zuma, don't leave.
Let's see who else is here.
To bear the burdens that sometimes come, living this thing called life. Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows